Ginger Steele. I'm a functional potter. Today I'm going to show you how to put the lid seat on a casserole and how to make a lid. This is something that I've been able to help several people make progress with. So first of all, for making casseroles or plates, I prefer to use a plaster bat because when it's dry it just pops off and the bottom is even in section. You don't have to worry about trimming or getting it flat. The thing that screws up a casserole more than anything is having the bottom too thin or too thick. And if it's too thick, you can just trim it. Got some prepared clay here. Got about 5 pounds of clay. Center this up today. I will say if you're going to make your own plaster bats, make sure you make them level. I made quite a few one day and found out that all of them were off about 1/8 of an inch for level and made very strange plates. This is a cone 10 clay from Clay Art Center in Tacoma called Welch's, and it is nice in the salt kiln. It's got good thermal properties for ovenware. I do sell my work at art fairs and galleries, and other than cups, casseroles are my best-selling pieces. I like to decorate them. So I'm going to go down to within about 3/8 inch of the wheel head and open this up. Hopefully it'll be, try not to trap too much air in there, or any air. Now there's a number of ways that you can do this, and a number of ways that you can make your lid. This happens to be the way that's worked really well for me. So right now I'm just mostly interested in the floor of the piece. So I'm going to get the floor worked out and compressed. There's a rib. I like these really super soft red ribs for measure. A terrifying act in front of the camera. Just right. Okay, now for the wall. Now we want to have lots and lots of clay up at the top, so that way we have options. So I'm using a gesture to set the rim where I pinch with my left hand fingers and push down with my pointy finger, and that allows the rim to be compressed and checked for accuracy. It won't really fix it if it's really off, but it'll remedy minor problems. I'm still doing that. You see that I'm getting a little bit of dimension on the outside now, because I have lots and lots of clay here. Okay, I'm wanting to be sure that I'm not coming out. I don't want to lose control of my piece and get a wall that's kind of all over the place. So now I have a nice fat rim up at the top. It's running pretty true. I have a decent vertical wall, and I do have some throwing marks on there, which are quite alright, even though I'm going to carve on it. So now we're ready to make our lid seat. And I used to use tools for this, but now at this point I just want to use my fingers. So I'm going to moisten it up really good so it's really flowing in my hands, not dragging on any of the surfaces, like right inside the under part. Now just use your finger, push straight down into it, yes, it does have to be pretty well centered for this to work, but it works well. And there we have the beginnings of our lid seat. Now I'll just tuck down into it. And I may put lugs on this casserole, and I may not. That's just what I wanted. So that's good. It doesn't require anything else. It'll pop off the bat. This clay is quite open, and it'll pop off the bat pretty quickly, but if you're throwing on plaster bats, you want to be very, very careful, because what happens is your walls will dry before your bottom dries, and it'll come off, but the bottom's still quite wet. The walls are dry. And then, when the bottom shrinks, it can't move the walls. You get great big ass cracks, and you have garbage. So you have to dry, even though it'll dry quickly, you have to dry it covered to prevent that from happening. So the way I dry it, I actually fold a piece of plastic into a square and just cover it so the walls are dry, and I like to put it on a wire rack so the plaster can start to dry underneath, and that way I don't have any damage or cracking. So now we're ready to make our lid, and I'm going to use these rather lungy calipers to check the lid. And so there's our lid dimension. And because it's on plaster, you don't have to cut it or do anything, but that's just what I want it to look like. So this is about the right amount of clay for the lid. Now beware of using overly soft clay, because when you're making lids upside down, you really kind of hang them out there in space. And if you don't have nice stiff clay, they don't hang out in space very well, they just fall down. And then you have Ginger makes the pancake. A friend of mine who teaches in high school has his kids make their favorite food, and he gets lots of stacks of pancakes with globs of melted butter, hamburgers, hot dogs. If I ever taught kids, I'd probably do that. I think it's a great idea. Okay. This is about 3 pounds of clay. It's not wanting to come center very well, but struggle with it. Clean a little bit here. I won't be able to do that after I get the lid brought out. And if you have a clear junction at the bottom of your piece you're throwing on your plaster bat, it comes off the wheel head a little bit. Now stir a little bit cleaner. Okay. For the lid, I like it to be a little bit thicker center than the casserole, so if I do get over eager and trim too soon, I won't have a big soft flippy place. You know, I'll have enough clay, but if it's a little soft, I'll be able to judge that and back off before I wreck my lid. Okay. So, I mean, this is really an okay lid just like this, and then you just have to trim for the rest of your adult life. Get this a little bit wetter, pull it out a little bit. Again, you don't want to spend a lot of time working. I didn't mention the fact that I like to work really as fast as possible, so the clay doesn't imbibe any more water than is necessary. And when you start out, you know, you just like to watch it go round and round and have your hands on it. At this point, I like to work as quickly as possible, because I think the work is stronger. So a little bit more. Now I'm going to start working my lid rim a little bit so I have a little bit of extra strength there. probably are good. Dig around too long. I would like to take the bimp out of the inside. So this lid will sit down nice and flat in that casserole and have a good seal. So tomorrow I'll trim these, check them for size, put a knob on, and it'll be good. That's about what I want it to look like. So anyway, thanks for watching.